This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out of Me. We're back. That's right. We back. It's been a quick little break, but we're back. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Your little heads, your favorite micro podcasters are back.
You'll get more. You got more content before
so much more content.
The New Year's and Christmas. Okay.
Yep. We're probably definitely taking a break that week. So
I don't even know when Christmas falls, but whatever.
I don't know. Well, we might. I don't know. Who cares? We'll release episodes. We'll release episodes.
You'll get something. Don't worry about it.
You'll get something. Don't worry. Well, we bring the gifts all year round. Okay,
that's true.
We're like Santa Claus. We
are better.
We're because we do it year round,
and we exist,
not just once.
We are unfortunately very real.
We do exist on this mortal coil. Man, I cannot even speak. First episode in like 2 weeks, and I can't even talk.
You lost your ability to.
I did
to speak. Yeah.
And we're going off rip. We're doing not a request. Someone has been requesting.
One of you really
wanted
to watch this,
yeah,
and you know, it was coming.
It was on the list.
I assure you, and here it is.
Before we get into that, though, please go like, comment, subscribe, follow, give us a rating, whatever you do.
Give us a recommendation.
Give us a recommendation. We do it every 5 episodes. And yeah, we appreciate you all listening. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. We appreciate every single one of you. So thank you so much for listening. Mm-hmm. Thanks for getting those recommendations in. And yeah, let's just get to it. Stagefright.
Stagefright.
Now, this is clearly an Italian film.
If you've seen...
it starts and you just know.
Well, if you've seen enough of these, you kind of know.
Yeah, I mean, it's very apparent because, it's dubbed. The entire thing is dubbed. I thought only parts of it were dubbed until we got further into it, and then, no, it's just all dubbed.
It's kind of clear it's dubbed. And
the actors are trying in it, they're mouthing the right words, but it's very clearly dubbed.
And it has it's a bit nonsensical.
There's also that stereotypical where it's trying to be filmed in America, but it's definitely not America thing where they put America, in one of the offices, there's an American flag and Time and Newsweek magazines all over, and then a baseball mitt and a glove, and
just sitting there for no reason,
and a ball, just because they have to prove it's America. Okay,
how else are we gonna know?
How else are you gonna know? Americans stupid. We can't connect the
baseball.
Dots, okay?
Baseball,
Newsweek, and Time magazine, and of course the American flag
in an office for
one office, one set in this entire movie.
A theater office, mind you.
So. Now, with most slashers, this will probably have to be a rambler because
this will be.
The plot is very simple.
And it's an Italian movie, so the plot is even more simple.
Yeah, well, and everything that happens is kind of just nonsensical. It just happens. Things just, in this movie, just happen. They just here you go.
It's
not bad by any means, but it's just very much just a turn your brain off slasher.
Yeah, it's, if you've seen an Italian movie like this, you kind of know what to expect. If you haven't, you might be a little... It might be a
little jarring, but
you'll be a little confusing.
You'll be okay. If you like slashers, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
So...
If you're good with vibes.
Let's do just nutshell. Here's what the plot is.
Okay.
So... A theater in America is doing a this. There's this avant-garde artistic theater guy that's putting on this he's trying to do something new and different. So he's making a play about a rapist that gets raped by his own victim.
Rapist / killer who gets raped. It's like a rape revenge thing, and I guess in his thing he wants to push the boundaries, so he was gonna have her rape her rapist. So I mean, it doesn't really matter, but that's his thing.
But again, that he's just trying to push the envelope on being extreme, right? And so he's putting on this local production, and they're doing like soundtracks, and they're doing like they have a week to open.
Yeah.
And they're practicing and rehearsing, and this all takes place in like one night.
Yes.
So they're rehearsing, and one of the actresses in the play,
kind of the main one.
Yeah, her ankle gets hurt, and so she has to go to an asylum. I don't know why she goes to like a mental.
Because
in America we have joint medical and.
Well, one of the other, it's like a costume designer. She tells her like, "Oh, there's a hospital close by.
Yeah, I'll take you there."
So they go there, and it's actually an insane, like a psych hospital, whatever.
Yeah.
And they go there, and they're like, "Wait, this is a psych ward." And she's like, "Well, we'll still try because there's like doctors here," which there is.
What a wild, like, I would never go to a psych ward and be like, you know what? I'm still going to try and get a general practitioner.
Because doctors.
There's doctors there. Might as well, like, fix my ankle, you know?
Which they do. I mean, I guess joke's on me. But there is a psycho killer there named Irving Wallace who did they say that he killed a bunch of... Was he like an actor or something? I'm trying to remember.
I don't know what they...
I swear there was...
They said he did something, but I can't remember what it was.
I swear there was something...
It might have been an actor.
I swear there was some sort of...
Was he like a stage actor? Just like happened to be a stage actor like them?
I swear there was some connection to him... Okay, I looked it up. So he was a former actor.
Like a stage actor or like a film actor?
Stage actor.
Okay.
Who went insane and murdered people.
Yes. Okay. So what a coinky dink.
So he's there. Long. The short of it, he escapes.
Yeah. So he comes with them back to the theater company, and slasher movie ensues. There's your nutshell. That's basically there's almost no motive other than the fact that he's just a psychotic former stage actor.
Yes.
And he just wants to kill people and make it look like a show.
And that's what he does.
That's what he does.
He is a theater kid who goes crazy.
This is literally like every person who fears theater kids' nightmares.
This is what happens when
you take the theater kid too far.
When they fly too close to the sun.
When you rattle those chains in the theater kids too much. This is what happens.
They will do this, and
because I mean the end is just like so theatrical and so like theater kid, it's insane. So
now it is, because it is a above poverty budget Italian horror movie.
Not a shoestring.
It does look quite good.
It does look good, and I will say, like, the camera work is really impressive.
My favorite, though, and again, because if you've watched like an Argento movie, you kind of know where this is going. My favorite bit of this movie, just like with a lot of those movies, is the music.
The music is awesome. Like, they have like jazz, they have like metal music.
There's this piece of music,
like synth music.
Yeah, there's this piece of music that plays when he's doing like his murder rampages. That is so fun that it doesn't even matter. Like, you could put anything on screen.
Yeah, and
I would have been like, hell yeah, brother. I love it.
Now, I guess the alternate title for this, just kind of a fun thing, is I guess it's called Aquarius as well, which I
have no idea what the fuck that means.
Makes even less sense than, because Stagefright kind of makes sense.
Stagefright fits.
Yeah,
because one of the characters even mentions Stagefright at one point.
But Aquarius makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I guess ain't a movie about hippies, brother.
Yeah,
but I guess we'll just go over the deaths, because the first one is actually in the hospital.
Yes.
It's like an orderly who, because basically you see the killer, like, he gets out of his restraints, which I guess is just like tape.
Yeah.
And it's like an orderly who's like checking on him, and he gets a syringe stabbed into his throat.
Yeah. And as they're walking out, she just notices him laying down, but then he turns and you see the syringe sticking out.
Then there is
the girl who gets the pickaxe through her mouth.
a costume designer. She
And
deep throats
she's
pickaxe.
she's like going to turn off the lights in her car. She turns around and gets a deep throats a pickaxe.
And you get a bit of insanity after this because...
Well, and this is when like the police show up and they have like someone watching to make sure that the killer doesn't come back.
Well, because the director is like, the show's going to go on. And they're like, what are you talking about? He basically says,
we're going to do it in 3 days now because he wants to like go off the notoriety that the theater now has of someone being murdered in front of it.
And he's going to change the play to where the character in the play is the psycho killer who escaped.
Yes.
And he's like, watch, people are going to be morbid and weird and curious, and they're going to line up to see this.
They're going to love this. They're going to love this movie. It's going to be great.
And there's also like a finance guy who's like there, and he's like a typical movie sleazeball. His name is Mr. Ferrari, which is kind of funny because if you're trying to set this in America, like,
yeah,
I feel like, Italy, Ferrari, whatever. But
you should name him like Mr. Ford or
yeah.
Mr. Chevrolet.
Well, Mr. Ferrari.
Mr. Ferrari.
It's like, okay, you kind of gave it away. But he's like convinced. Okay, so I'll got all the money. And the whole movie, there's a bunch of stuff early on that sets up that all these actors are poor. Yes,
they all need the money because they're all trying to get advances for their
They have no money.
Their part.
They're on the verge of like being evicted. They have to fucking suffer. And like, so when he tells them like, hey, you are not going home. Like, we're locking the doors. You are going to do this and you are going to get paid. They're like, okay.
You will do it and you will love it.
You will love it. And they're like, okay.
Yep, they're like, all right.
My dignity is worth this much. Okay.
So they like continue to do the play, although he does fire the girl for having the ankle.
Yeah.
Because he's like, hey, you can't
You've
do
been
this.
replaced.
Yeah. And so the next death is
It's actually
it's further on, isn't it?
It's off screen because it's the guy who is in the play playing the killer. Because what he does, and you've seen the poster, he has this like owl mask, this gigantic owl mask, and there's this cool shot of him like standing in front of the mirror, and he's like, all right, I'm Irving Wallace, which is the psycho killer in the movie. Okay, yeah. you got this. And he bends down, and right behind him, like perfectly angled, is
the owl.
The owl, the killer now in the owl, now in
actual Irving Wallace.
In his outfit.
And so, yeah, he kind of gets taken off screen, and then later, I guess we'll just kind of reveal it. He dies because he dresses up the other guy up as the owl, and the director like swings the axe a bunch at him and kills right
in his chest.
Yeah, kills him even though he's tied up.
Then when they're doing the play, they're going over. It's going to be a murder scene. And it's the new lead actress.
So they're calling in the Irving Wallace, and he's like not showing up.
And he shows up, and he's like, and the director's yelling at him like, "Come on, take her, go, attack her."
So he like attacks her and like starts choking her, like really choking her.
Like, "Come on, do it, kill her."
Yes, that's it.
And then he takes out a knife, and he's like, what's the knife business?
This is the insanity of these
Italian
movies. So okay, this guy literally murders someone on stage. Like literally he pulls out a knife and plunges it into her fucking like stomach, and everyone just watches. No one reacts. They just all just watch it happen. And the director almost looks excited. I don't know if like this was supposed to be like they're in shock, but like who would just sit and watch that and not
don't
like
think
try
too
and
much
get
of it. My favorite bit. So earlier in the movie, he tells that person, the new lead actress, he gives her the key to the theater, and he tells her like lock the door so no one can leave and hide it somewhere. And then she gets murked. and I love it when they're like,
okay, I tried not to laugh, but like while she's dying, they're like, okay, who did you give the key to?
well, no, she's like, where did you hide it? Where'd you hide it? And like the fucking sleazeball businessman is like gripping her, like, where's the key? Where's the goddamn key?
Where's the key? Where's the key? Where's the key?
And she just dies.
She's dead. She's already dead at this point.
It's great.
And they're shaking her lifeless body, trying to get her to tell them where the key is.
It's great. And they all
freak out.
They all run off because you get this, because the killer turns off the lights.
Well, remember the one guy, the sleaze bag, he goes and gets the money in the briefcase.
Because that's after they turn off the lights and they all run to hide.
And so he like drops the briefcase on the floor and like starts picking up all the money and like shoves it in his fucking like in his suit, like just anywhere to get it. And he's like on the stage, and the murderer comes up to him and he's like cowering in fear, and
he's just offering him the money.
Hand him the money, and the guy just stabs him a bunch of times.
And you see like blood drip on the bundles of $100 bills.
So they all get candles and they're all like looking around, and they like look on the stage, and the fucking guy just swings like his
he's like
body,
on a rope or something.
Swings his like his body around,
and they go hide in a dressing room. And while they're hiding in there, the killer starts playing the theater music to taunt them. Mm-hmm. And then they're
like, we gotta go get the key because it's in. I think I saw a skeleton key in that guy's, the sleazebag's office.
In the office, yeah.
So if we get there, we can maybe get out. And they're like, okay, well, that's what we're gonna do. So we have to all go together. And the girl with the ankle's like, I can't.
My ankle hurts.
This is the only other time she mentions
never
the
mention
ankle.
this again.
And she runs around and does a bunch of shit. Again, just don't think about it too hard.
Don't think too hard. It'll break your brain. So two of the guys leave, and everyone else stays back.
Yeah.
So they go search the office.
Right.
There's a fucking scene that made me laugh where it's a POV shot, and it's like a prop room, and it's like a POV shot of this prop room, and it's just weapon after weapon after weapon lined up.
And he sees an electric drill.
And they're like all like freaking out in this dressing room, and one of the guys trying to calm them down, and he like stands, and he like, they see like the door turning,
and so he goes to block the door.
Yeah.
And they're all like worried and everything, and you see a fucking arm just rip through this little hole
and start choking him.
And then you hear like a drilling sound.
You see blood pooling in his stomach, and a drill just comes right through it.
Yep.
And that's it for him.
Yep. And so the music stops, and they hear all the women screaming. The guy's looking for the key just as they're about to find the key, and so they go over there and chase him off. And I can't remember exactly, like, I don't think much happens after this. I think they're just like trying to get out, but the next death is they're like up in the rafters, and this is when they see the guy. This is when they chop the guy in the fucking.
There's also that bit of insanity where they're climbing up.
Because, I mean, literally the entire movie is just them trying to get out of the locked theater, and the cops are just sitting outside, and nothing. Like,
every
all
death
this
scene
is happening.
Every violent death scene in this immediately cuts to the two cops sitting in their car, like, talking about food. One of them is eating a donut. And then, he's talking about how he thinks he looks like James Dean. Or like messing with their car. There's also a great part where like after the first murder, they're like knocking on the door to like get their attention. It's just hard cuts to them sitting in their car and not hearing anything.
Yeah, just not hearing a single word.
But there is that bit of insanity where two of the girls are climbing up the ladder.
Yeah.
And the one with the bad ankle, our main actress,
she's like, wait up for me.
She grips the woman's like...
I don't know why she does this.
She grips her foot.
I don't really understand like this choice, but
and and she gets knocked off the ladder,
Well, the girl like kicks her off the ladder for some reason.
and she gets knocked out for like 20 minutes of the movie.
This is when they find so they go and like they chop the guy's body up because they don't know it's him because it looks like the guy in the owl mask. And then they're standing on this like rickety, like old, decrepit floor.
And you see it like creaking every time they walk over.
And then you see like she's standing like the other woman that kicked the bad ankle girl off the stairs. She's standing over this like divot, and like you see hands come up and like just start pulling her down.
And then the guy comes over and they start pulling her back up, and you hear a noise.
You hear like a ripping noise, and then just, like half her torso just launches into the air, and you see like her spinal cord and intestine just flying all over the place.
And the guy is like, "I'm gonna get him."
He immediately goes down, and he's like, "I'm gonna get him," in this dark ass room. And the guy's like, "What, are you, an idiot?" Like, and I was thinking the same thing.
And you hear a chainsaw.
And the guy just starts attacking him with a fucking chainsaw.
And you see him start chopping his body
up. And the director, instead of like going down and helping his friend, he just shines a light on the guy chainsawing him to death.
Just so you can see the gore.
Yep. And then he's like, "Oh shit." So he goes down. And of course the guy's on the stage. And he slashes one of the other women because there's like
he throws.
Oh no, yeah. So they're trying to get out because he's like hammering on the door with the axe.
He's hitting it with the axe.
And he throws the only other. So there's two women left alive. There's the one knocked out, and then there's another one. And he throws her at the guy because he's a fucking sleazebag director.
And he
he chops like hit her arm, her like shoulder.
Yeah. And she's on the ground in pain, like crawling away. And then he's like pleading with the killer, like, "I'll leave you alone. I'll leave, like, don't hurt me. I'll leave you alone." And he has the axe like in his hand. And so the guy takes the chainsaw and chainsaws his hand off.
Yep. And then grabs it. And then the chainsaw dies.
It dies.
And so he grabs the axe
from his severed hand. And chops the guy's head off.
Yep.
And just goes flying off.
Rolls away. And so now our main woman,
who got knocked out.
We'll go chronological now because now she's awake.
Yes.
And this is the final like 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
So she wakes up because a piece of like feather like hits her eyes.
Yeah.
And so she wakes up and she goes into like the showers.
Yeah, she wanders into the showers because she hears like... Well, no, she sees a blood trail.
Yeah, so she goes into the showers and she sees that one woman that he threw at the guy. And she just has she's hiding in like the shower curtain.
She just has like pieces of meat like off her shoulder. And then you hear footsteps.
And then she like hides behind... So our main girl, our final girl, hides behind one of the other shower curtains. And you see the owl like head come like... onto the shower curtains.
The shadow of the owl head.
And then you see him pick up the other girl and like stab her with the knife.
Just, like stab her, and you see like it like ripping down her stomach or whatever.
But he doesn't see her.
No, and he just walks off. And then she goes to the office, finds a bunch of keys
and a gun.
And then she's leaving, and there's a scene of her poking every single key in the key slot, and none of them work.
And then the music starts up
because the guy comes over.
Well, so I don't get like, okay, again, if you think about it too hard, like she's trying all the keys, and presumably he's setting up the stage, which is like right next to where she's trying all the keys, and then all of a sudden the music sets up, and then she sees him.
Well, she sees him because he wanders over, turns on the music.
Yeah, but presumably he was setting up the stage the entire fucking time.
Unless the stage was already set up.
Unless he was doing it like while she was knocked out. I'm guessing
he was doing it while she was knocked out.
And then the woman he's just stabbed in the shower was like the final piece.
Because he turns on the music and lights up the stage, and it's all the people he murdered.
And he just starts like shoving feathers in their mouths and like smearing blood all over them, and it's all set up. It's very dramatic.
theater kid.
This is very theater kid of him.
Okay.
To set this all up like this.
Where he sets up his little mini theater, and after he's done setting it up, he sits in a chair with a cat.
I also like how he launches like the mannequin's head across the stage, across like the sound stage.
Yeah.
And then sets the director's head into the mannequin.
The mannequin head. And he's
then
happy.
And then just starts petting his cat on his throne, surrounded by dead bodies.
The woman sees right in front of him.
There's a key.
It's poking through.
Stuck into the stage.
Yeah. And so she goes underneath the stage.
And she this asshole cat. So
this is hilarious.
She grabs a nail.
This is deeply hilarious.
She grabs a nail because she can't quite get it through the floorboards.
And she starts poking it through the floorboard to get the key out.
Well, because she's like putting it through the key, like the hole in the key where you put your keychain. And she's trying to twist it to sort of go down. And the cat notices.
It sees a little thing poking through.
And so it goes over to the fucking thing and like spooks her. And she like flails and like the key drops. And the music stops just as the key drops.
And you get the loudest.
And the clang, 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 clang. Like keys would never make this much noise. And it even falls on like feathers, which I think is hilarious. And it still makes this like.
Oh, it's amazing.
Clang, 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 clang.
And she gets it. And she's leaving, and he like spooks her.
Well, he hangs over the end of this like
and starts choking
underneath
her,
the stage,
but she still has the nail,
and she stabs him in the eye, and then
you get this just the most dramatic shot of a key I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's so
it's her.
I like how they made the key like 3 times too big in this.
Well, every shot of the key, they make it look.
It's like
it's like Excalibur.
You know how in how in some movies, like Lord of the Rings, for instance, they have to make so many different sizes of ring. To do perspective right. So it's where it's like a massive ring, so you can do close-ups and
for dramatic effect,
or you can do like a really small ring for like it hanging on his chain or something. You just have to make different sizes of these items just for what shot you need. Apparently they did that with this key.
Yes.
Because she's running towards the door, and I swear, I shit you not, it looks like a fucking sword in her hand. It looks like 3 times too big.
It's fucking Excalibur. And she goes in and she starts turning it, and I swear
it will not unlock for some reason.
She turns it like 5 times.
This whole fucking thing is like set up like this theater is set up like fucking Fort Knox.
Yeah,
like, you just cannot fucking get out of here.
And she can't do it. And
so he like comes at her with the axe, and then she runs back under the rafters, and he's like chasing after her. There's this big like he's on her, and then
she's throwing everything at him, and then she grabs a fire extinguisher
and sprays him in the face, and he like loses his balance and falls off the rafters, but hangs on by his hands, and then he falls off that and grabs an extension cord,
and it keeps unplugging,
and it's like it's some Home Alone trap. It like unplugs a bunch, and then he's almost to the ground so he could drop off at this point,
and it's caught between like 2 like metal like cables.
Yeah, so it's like secure, and this is like heavy wiring, I guess.
It's the most durable wiring I've ever seen, because she takes.
Okay, so this is another thing. Again, don't think about it, but like. He could just drop down and go back up into the rafters.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't get this. And then she takes the axe and starts chopping at the wire as he's like climbing up,
trying to make his way back up because he just lost all his reasoning and was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna go.
He is Looney Tunes.
I'm gonna go up instead of just drop down and go back up.
And she keeps chopping it. And it takes like 30 seconds for her to chop through this wire with a sharp axe.
And he falls down, and you think he's dead.
But we know.
Emphasis on think he's dead.
Because there's still like 15 minutes left of movie.
Yeah, so so she's in the car and like is getting hounded by all these reporters. So in the tussle, she lost her watch, or like mom's watch.
You're forgetting she lights him on fire.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Because she's about to leave.
Important thing. When she's swinging the axe, she loses a very important watch to her.
Yeah.
And it flies off.
They mention this watch all the way back at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And But after she's walking past him on the ground, he like lunges at her, and there's a barrel of fire.
And she tips it over, and he lights on fire. He like goes on stage like a theater kid and dies on stage.
Dies. And then she opens the door, and it's like they're all wheeling the bodies out.
Yep, and this is when she's getting hounded by reporters, and they drive away. You think everything's fine. She sees all the bodies come out. You're not sure in the confusion if one of the bodies is his.
Yeah, 'cause it's super quick.
Whatever.
She's at the hospital, and
I guess she now realizes that she left the watch there.
Yeah, and then it's like daytime, and she goes back, and she meets it's like a security guard or something, and she's like, I need you to unlock this because there's a watch in there. It means a lot to me. It's worth a lot.
I can't do it because
I'm not supposed to.
I'm not supposed to.
She's like, please, I'll do anything. Please, please, please. And he's like, okay.
He's like, okay, I can never resist you or whatever.
And then he opens it up, and then he starts telling her,
Well, he keeps going on and on about the gun.
Because she grabbed it, but
Well, when she went to like pull the trigger, it like locked up on her. She couldn't pull the trigger.
And he tells her,
it's because the safety was on.
You gotta turn the safety off.
Yeah.
And then when you turn the safety off, you can get him right between the eyes. And she keeps repeating in her head that they told her 8 bodies. 8 bodies. They found 8 bodies. And then she keeps looking at the stage and flashing the fucking stage setup.
And she says all their names, and you count with her. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Which
6,
I'm glad
7,
they did, because
8.
I would have I truly, my brain was fried. I was not about to count. But
and then
thankfully
of course,
they did that.
There was supposed to be 9 bodies because she counts up and it shows the empty chair, and there's no like little detective, letter.
Yeah.
A little standee to like see where all the bodies were.
Yes, for the crime scene.
And so she's like, "Where's the?" And so he's right behind her now.
He's burned up, and he's right behind her.
And he like takes the axe and he lifts it up, and the guy, the security guy, shoots him right between the eyes. Emphasis on right between the eyes.
Shoots him right between the eyes. Well, and he's there, dead, and he just keeps repeating to her, I shot him.
You gotta shoot him right between the eyes.
I shot him right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes. See, I told you, right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes.
His eyes start bugging out, and he's like, right between the eyes. And
he's like, I think his brain fried
just
at that
like
moment.
Me. And he just keeps saying that. And then the girl just walks out as the dude keeps repeating to nobody in particular, right between the eyes. And then you see a shot of the dude laying there. And he smiles at the camera.
His eyes look directly into the lens, and he smiles.
And then it cuts back to...
we forgot to mention in the beginning, when they're doing the thing, it's like the most metal... Well, it's not the most metal thing ever. It's the most amazing thing ever. The production starts with this woman getting taken by the murderer, and then all of a sudden, like, a Marilyn Monroe up on, like, the rafters starts playing a fucking saxophone.
And the end of the movie is a shot of not Marilyn Monroe playing saxophone. And then credits roll.
Yeah. Over a still image of her. And while that song from the beginning plays.
The awesome saxophone synth wave plays.
Yeah.
And that's the movie.
Now, why did they have him look... maybe it was like a nod to like how the killers never
I think they're
actually
fucking
did.
with us.
I think the director is fucking with us.
I think they're fucking
because there's not a sequel.
No.
There's no sequel.
And I mean, I'm not going to even like he shot him. He shot him in the head, and he's still alive. Okay, fine, whatever. I think they're fucking with us. There's no you're not going to get an explanation for what the fuck other than it's Italian.
No, like I said, I will not sit here and say this is a bad movie. And
No.
I thought it was very entertaining. I thought it was shot so well, and I love the style of it. I really do. Compared to the past 2 movies that we've watched that are just like absolute 10 out of 10s, even on their own regard.
Yeah,
it's hard to compare it to that
because it is Italian.
Because it is Italian.
It's a bit nonsense.
There is a bit of a a stereotype with Italian horror movies being a bit nonsensical and very all over the place with their tone.
And this is very much that.
Their tone just like flies all over. They'll do like with the cop thing, they'll do like this extreme body horror, like shocking slash scene, and then have this like moment of like just absolute levity and nonsense, almost like slapstick in a way.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy the leaps they go to. You get fucking whiplash. Because they don't ease into the comedy. It just like goes right away.
And plus, like, I mean, the whole thing of like, okay, there's a murder that just happened. Okay, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Let's keep doing it.
You're all broke. Let's keep going. Okay, I got you. Cool. Just things like that. Where I can imagine, like, if you are used to sort of more logical movies.
Yeah, right.
This is gonna, like, be a bit of a, a bit of a brain punch.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it is enjoyable. I
Yes.
did have a good time watching it. I'm not gonna sit here and say I didn't, because I don't mind the nonsensical stuff. We've seen enough of these movies that, like, I'm totally okay with nonsense because we've watched a lot of nonsense on this podcast, and so I think we're more used to it. But like to a person who wants like just a through line like slasher movie, there is a lot of nonsense to this one. So if you don't like that, I get why you wouldn't, but I enjoyed it and I thought it was entertaining, and it's just kind of like gives you that like brain fuzzies where you just think you're going fucking insane and you're just like in it for the ride.
Especially because, I mean, I've seen enough of these movies, and usually with the end, it's kind of cut and dry, and then you get this where the end just snaps.
Where it like fucks with you?
Well, it's just like the dude shoots him and then just goes bananas and repeats the same line 50 times.
I don't understand it.
And then the killer stares at the camera, and then Marilyn Monroe plays the sax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what.
I don't get it either, but you know what?
Don't question it.
Don't question it. Just let it happen. Just watch the movie. It's a decent slasher. There's plenty of gore.
There is a lot of gore at some point.
The acting and the dubbing, I will admit, is all over the goddamn place. It's not very good. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very entertaining watching it, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's good.
No, it's not. It does make certain reactions a little amusing.
Watch it for the music, watch it for the camera work, and watch it for the kills. That's what you got to watch it for.
Yeah. Unless, that's the other memery, is that they just film these movies without the dialogue. So there's no way to like be like, oh, well, maybe if you watch it with the original recording, it'll be fine. And well, there is no original recording. Yeah. Because they're Italians. And they're like, fuck it.
Well, and a lot of times they don't even have the actor. Well, they'll have this. They don't even really have the actors speak Italian.
Yeah,
they have them like
mouth English.
Yeah,
because that's what you have in this movie, except for like it seemed like the fucking
the sleazebag guy seemed like
whatever he was mouthing. It ain't English. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah,
it wasn't close to the dubbing they put over him, and even like the dubbing itself.
It's like that thing where it's like if you say if you just mouth watermelon, you're bound to look like you're at least singing a little bit of the part of the song.
Yeah, but with him, it's like he's not even mouthing it, and the dubbing that they have for him is not really. It doesn't seem to match what you'd think.
No, not at all.
It's
so yeah, that's why it's like hard to like be like, oh, I'll just wait for a release where they like release the original audio.
No, this is the audio.
It's like this is the audio that they chose.
This is what they wanted.
This is what happens when you watch an quote unquote American Italian made movie. Like you don't get the original audio because there is none.
There is none. It's whatever you want it to be.
So you can't be like, I'm a purist. I only watch them in Italian.
No fucking dubs.
There is no fucking Italian version of this movie. This is the movie.
This is it. It's Aquarius.
This is Aquarius or Stagefright.
It's stage fright. Aquarius is...
Stage fright makes so much more sense. Aquarius makes no sense.
Like, if someone wants to explain to me why the hell what Aquarius has to do with anything,
and
please do.
Don't get deep on me with this whole fucking, like, oh, like, Aquarius is, like, there's a reason that he had the owl mask, and there's meaning in all of this. It's like, okay, I don't care. It's like a throwaway Italian slasher movie. I'm not, like, gonna lose sleep over the fact that I missed, like, messages in it.
If there is a message, I would love to hear it explained to me. I'm not gonna buy it necessarily, but if there is one, please give it to me. I'm pretty sure the only message here is, this looks cool. That's it.
That's the only message you need. It's a slasher movie. You're not going to go away, like, thinking something profound. It's a slasher movie. I'm sorry. Listen, I love slasher movies, but there's nothing profound about slasher movies.
No.
They're just fun.
Unless you really are cooking something, but most of the time it's just you watch it for entertainment.
Exactly. It's just pure entertainment escapism. That's all you need it for, and that's all it should be.
And then, when you have a movie that's written in one language and then dubbed into another language through nonsense, you're not going to get a profound.
No, and that's okay. Listen, that's okay.
Yeah.
Though. That's the thing. That's okay. Sometimes you just need a movie like that. You just need a smooth brain lizard movie that you can just watch, turn your brain off, and just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And that's what we got. And that's what Stage Fright is, and that's all it has to be.
That's all it has to be.
It doesn't have to be a secret hidden meaning to why he's wearing a fucking owl mask. It's just an eccentric director wanted to make this stupid stage play and thought the owl mask looked cool.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all it goes back to.
Anyway, let's do Shitty to Pretty. If you're new here, we do Shitty to Pretty. It's on entertainment value 1 through 10, 1 being absolute unwatchable garbage, and 10 being highly entertaining and, just a good time.
Give it an 8.
I was going to say 8 or 9. I think an 8 is good.
Because it is very entertaining.
It's not a 10 out of 10.
It's not, like, it doesn't reach those highs of, like, my favorite slashers.
No.
Where it just really grabs me, like, to that level.
No, but like, I mean, it's good enough for what it is, right? It's like, it's not going to be, like, it's not offensively bad.
Yeah, there's nothing bad here.
There's a lot of stuff to like in this movie. And that's why it kind of deserves the 8, because it's like, it's not like run of the mill, because it has some cool kills in it, and it's not like so insane that it's like a 10.
Yeah.
So I think an 8 is a good rating. If you're interested in this, where can people stream this movie? Is it available?
I think this might be
anywhere?
on Tubi. I could be wrong.
There's a lot of things on Tubi.
Yeah, I mean, especially the kind of stuff we watch.
Let's see. Hold 1 second. Where can we watch this shit? Tubi. You can watch it on Tubi. Yep. Yeah. Or Fandango at home. Whoever uses Fandango at home, it's not me. But if you want to use that, go for it.
Go ahead.
If that's like your favorite free streaming service, then go right ahead.
Fandango at home.
As long as it's never Plex. I'm sorry. We had a really bad experience with Plex, and
half the movie was ads.
And I never want to go back. It took like 3 hours to finish like an hour and a half movie.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, go on Tubi if you want to watch it. I think they have an updated version on there too.
Yeah, I mean
it's the remaster, so it looks really good. It's not like fuzzy or like bad quality, so you'll have a good time with it. Especially if you like a Italian slasher like nonsense, you'll have a great time. I guarantee it.
if you're a connoisseur of nonsense,
yeah, I mean, why not, right? It's only it's like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
at most.
typical.
Like it's not going to waste your time. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think we'll be recording next week. I'm pretty sure.
Because it's
so I don't have to say like
it's the 22nd.
I don't have to say like Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays or anything
We'll
like
give
that.
you
shit.
the bullshit next.
I will be a year older though, because my birthday's on the 20th. So if you wanna wish me a happy
Are you gonna
birthday,
say, see you next year?
I'll see you when I'm 34.
Wow, you gave away the secret.
Oh man. Oh fuck. Oh no, I said my age. Oh god damn it.
They'll track you down, Will.
Yep. I'm 34 years old.
34-year-old white man
Named
will
Will.
track you down.
Good luck. That lives in Utah. Good fucking luck.
That's it, Will. You gave it up.
I a peek behind the curtain. There you go. We're in our 30s. Ooh, big whoop.
Behind the curtain of madness, Will.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you guys want to wish me a happy birthday on socials, I would be happy with that. But if not, that's okay too. Whatever. I just like you listening. So that's all I need you to do.
For Will's birthday, give this episode a like.
Give this episode a like and a listen, and then I'll see you when I'm 34.
Yeah. We gotta. Hold
Do
on.
we got a special one for my 2 days after my birthday?
Oh no, Will.
Oh God, is it the bad one?
I think it is. I think
Oh God, damn it!
Oh yes, it is.
I was hoping it wasn't. I was hoping it
Flew
was
too close to the sun.
I was hoping it was the one I'm looking forward to.
You know you deserve this. You will this into
I do.
existence.
I do.
And you know what?
I put this into the universe.
In a way, I deserve this too because it's something I need to come to reckoning with as an adult.
Okay.
Because I have seen this next one. I saw it as a kid, and I still remember a lot. Like it's been, oh my God, it's been like 20 plus years since I've seen this stupid thing, and I still remember a lot of it.
So get prepared for that. That's going to be my birthday episode. It's going to be great.
If you know what year we're in, you might know what it is because it's kind of notorious. But you know it's going to be fine.
We'll be okay.
Look, I'm just saying. We've seen Black Devil Doll from Hell.
We have. We've seen Enter the Quaded Zone. We've seen what
Savage Water.
I was going to say Dirty Water. Savage Water.
We've seen
the Saint Lucifer complex.
Yeah,
we've seen the shit.
Curse of the Headless Horseman, Bigfoot. We've seen
the shit. Thankfully,
this is nothing.
Thankfully, we got most of the shit out of the way because there hasn't been a movie that bad in a very long time.
This next one is nothing compared to those. Like this next one is The Godfather compared to those things. Okay. It's one of those movies that's like
anything is The Godfather compared to Black Devil Doll from Hell.
It's one of those movies that is always like, oh, this is the worst movie ever. Honey, don't.
Honey, no, it's not.
But you'll see next week.
Yeah. So look forward to that. That's gonna be my birthday episode. So yeah, we'll celebrate that way. Yay! For they mostly come out at night. This has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Right between the eyes.
There's something else that gets right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes.
Next week, Will.
Right between the eyes.
Right between the eyes. I told you.
Right between the eyes.